I have to re-record this. Basically, I forgot to screen record on OBS. So, what's going on everyone? Hope you're well. And yeah, I pretty much just recorded this on my iPhone and then I forgot to turn OBS on, so we're here now. We have hit Nightrunners in actually quite a while now. And I actually really miss playing this. Even though it's like one stock map and stuff like that, I really did. But yeah, today we're talking about basically how your thoughts are probably not your own. And this is because, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the kind of, it's called the 100th monkey effect or something like that, where it's basically, I think they've done like an experiment where they had a bunch of monkeys and then depending on what they would do as like a group, new monkeys that enter in sort of would kind of follow the consensus of everyone else that was already in there because they think that they know right, and because they have more experience, therefore they basically know better. It goes something like that, but it's basically just to kind of show that how like some animals and all that stuff, they conform when obviously as a group they're socially accepted. And I think the same goes for humans as well, because even if you look at, oh damn it, I always take that same route. But even if you look at like some of the content that you're constantly engaging with, and even a lot of the opinions that you may have, a lot of times this might actually just come from other people saying it, and it's not actually what you think is like right or wrong. And this goes especially for a lot of the sort of content creators, because they have a high amount of followers, right? Therefore they have power, and therefore they can say what they want and anyone will believe them, especially if they're good at talking. Like, damn, those people can sell anything. But when you start to realize what kind of content you're really engaging with, if it's really helping you, if it's not, and these things are actually very, very important to kind of keep in mind, because you're probably spending like what, a few hours every single day kind of consuming what they're producing, right? And if they don't have a good message behind what they're producing, or promoting something that's better for the planet and stuff like that, then this might be quite harmful to you, because now you're going to be thinking like them because you like them. Pretty simple, right? And now you're pretty much thinking like the people that you follow. Even when you look at like certain trends and like social media and stuff like that, that are like, even if you might be actively or even passively engaging with, because even a lot of trends from any kind of news media outlet, wherever it may be, even social media, you can pretty much be involved in a trend. Once it's gone, that's it. You pretty much forget about it completely. It's kind of weird because it's like now you're just thinking things based on trends alone, and again what is kind of socially acceptable. And now you might be watching a few videos and now your opinion is literally swept because someone else said something that you think is okay, they might be right, although they could really be just not telling the truth. And this is why I emphasize spending time a lot with yourself, and also being very conscious with the kind of things that you're watching, because I'm not saying that you have to kind of abandon it and stuff like that, but by no means am I saying that, but you have to be very wary of what it is that you're putting in. It's the same thing as like a diet, right? Or the food that you eat and how healthy you are as an individual. You're consuming food the same way with this. Your mind is consuming content, so you have to kind of be conscious, because a lot of times, a lot of these successful people, they're successful because they base their content off fear, greed, pride and stuff like that, because those are things that are like sudden. They're nice to look at in a sense, because they satisfy like certain deep dark desires, I guess, in a sense you could say. Like if like what would be more kind of attractive to watch from a neutral standpoint? Someone falling over their bike or someone sitting on a forest? Of course the first one, right? But you have to be very mindful, man. Very, very mindful. Because maybe one athlete or one celebrity said this thing, now you think it too. So remember, do what it is that you feel is right deep down inside with your thoughts. And again, with the content that you're really have like watching every day, is it enriching your life or is it not? Because these are apps and like platforms where they're spending probably millions, if not billions of pounds or dollars into keeping you addicted to it. And so you most likely won't beat them. For the most part, you probably won't, because they have human psychology down to a T. Like they like, that's just how it is. I mean, maybe you can beat them, but very few people will. And so you kind of have to be strategic about this now. Observe who you're following, observe who you're subscribed to, whatever it is, right? And just analyze for a second. And be like, I'm watching all of their videos. Are they really enriching my life? Are they really helping me out? Am I just wasting my time? Because there are a lot of content out there. There's a ton. And again, you have limited time, right? Because you have limited time, you don't really want to be spending it by just conforming to completely what someone else has to say. You're not being self-aware. You're not even questioning things. You're just accepting. And it might not seem like it is, but just for a second, even now, throughout the whole day today, has any of this content been on your mind? Most likely it has, man. Even if it's like a small amount, it still has. So it has a big impact, especially if you're like doing it when your subconscious is extremely impressionable, which is at night or as soon as you wake up, and you start binge scrolling. Imagine that. Now your subconscious is literally just taking on information that could be just complete and utter trash, and then the rest of your day is just the same. Then you never accomplish your goals, you never do what you want to do, because again, your brain is just wired to that. And I'm going on a bit of a tangent here, but it's kind of connected, because when you start engaging with like a lot of mindless content, your thoughts are probably going to start to become more mindless as a result of that. It's okay to dabble in a bit of mindless content here and there. Sometimes I'd be loving up some stupid videos, man. Like the ones that just get you absolutely laughing for like till your stomach hurts. But there's a very fine line between like constantly watching that stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much what I was saying before I had to re-record this. In a nutshell, basically. Obviously, the main kind of point of the video is for you to kind of just understand what it is in terms of content that you're engaging with, what it is that you're constantly watching, and just be wary of that stuff, man. Otherwise, you're just gonna be the same, and the same as a lot of their followers. Kind of think for yourself for once, maybe. And even maybe even your family and friends and peers or whatever, they could probably be influencing your thoughts in the same regards too. Maybe they idolize someone they completely agree with, and then they're bringing that onto you, and then now you're kind of in a situation where you kind of don't feel internally like you accept that kind of thing, but you kind of have to. So again, you kind of have to be mindful of a lot of this stuff, man. But yeah, on that note, I hope I helped. Maybe I put into question of what it is that you're engaging with on a daily basis, and it is definitely deeper than what people think it is. I get it, you might even just watch 15 seconds of a video and you get off, but even those 15 seconds, they can make a difference, man. And actually, to be honest, if you're someone who's pretty religious, a 15-second prayer compared to like a very mindless piece of content, look at the difference in your mind, in the way that your brain shifts. And if you're not religious, maybe meditation or something like that, or even just deep breathing in general, 15 seconds of that can change your entire mind state. That's pretty instant. So yeah, food for thought. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching, if you made it this far. And we'll be back with the next one. Peace and blessings to you all.